This man has been accused of rape. I believe the women. I believe that this man is a rapist. And of course, I'm using the word grape because this is YouTube. But I believe the women. Welcome back to the Political Living Room. I'm Karen. This is my living room. We are going to have a little political chat about the rapist. Okie dokie. Let's take a look. Now, this is from the Times in the UK. It states Russell Brand accused of rape, SA, and mistreatment. All words that we cannot use on YouTube. Heavens to Betsy. Okay. 4 women, including one who was just 16. All right, listen. If you're honest, you know that a 16-year-old is not a woman. You know that 16-year-olds are children. So, one of the people that we will be discussing is a child in high school. Okay. So, they make allegations after an investigation by the Sunday Times, the Times, and Channel 4 dispatches. Let's keep going. So, you know that Russell Brand is a British comedian. I don't know a whole lot about him, to tell you the truth, but I read quite a bit over the weekend. And also, as a musician, I've been around creative men quite a bit since I was 17. And let me tell you, it ain't pretty. So, there you go. That's my perspective. Well, let's take a look at what they say in the Times. It says, the comedian and actor Russell Brand has been accused of rape, SA, and emotional mistreatment during a 7-year period at the height of his fame. 4 women have alleged SA between 06 and 2013, while he was a presenter for BBC Radio 2 and Channel 4, and then an actor in Hollywood films. Others have made a range of accusations about Brand's controlling, abusive, and predatory behavior. Okay, now the rest of this was behind a paywall, so we had to skip over to The Guardian. So let's just take a look at that. Hold on for just 1 second. Alrighty, let's get that. There we go. Whoops, sorry. Okay, from The Guardian. A timeline of SA allegations against Russell Brand. Media personality has denied accusations from 4 women of assaults between 06 and 2013. And now, he hasn't been tried in court yet, so he hasn't been convicted, and he hasn't been found innocent. So here's the thing. This is my opinion. Of course, if enough evidence is found, he should indeed be tried. So, I am stating my opinion. Opinion. And as I said, I believe the women. Okay, so now let's just get this together. Pardon me for the hopping about. This was impromptu. Alrighty, so a woman claims Brand SA'd her during a 3-month relationship in 06 when she was 16. She was a girl. She's not a woman yet. She's a girl. I don't care what anybody says. And still at school. Brand then aged 30. I don't care who you are. If you think that it is appropriate for a 30-year-old man to be having anything to do with a 16-year-old girl, check your head. There is something wrong with you. So he was a BBC radio presenter and host of Big Brother's Big Mouth. Why is a man who has this much prominence in the entertainment field messing with some little 16-year-old schoolgirl? What's he doing? Doesn't he have his pick? Why is he messing with her? Why is he messing with this child? Okay, so she told the Sunday Times that they had met when Brand approached her in Leicester Square after she'd been shopping and proceeded to go through her shopping bags and critique her purchases. So, now, a 16-year-old girl might think that this is, kind of quirky and entertaining and fun and whatever. It's invasive. It's abusive. And this is something that no adult woman would put up with. So if this was his standard of behavior, right, this kind of boundary pushing, invasive BS, this would never make it with an adult. That's why he was targeting kids. Okay. She said he took out a dress and said, "You're going to wear this on our date this week." Uh-huh. Again, can you imagine an adult woman, a 30-year-old woman or a 25-year-old woman putting, or even someone who's 21, putting up with this kind of BS? Hell no. She claims she told her mother, who advised her to text Brand and tell him her age, but that he was undeterred and on the date asked her to confirm that she was 16. I gotta say, I wish mom had put her foot down and said, "You're not going. I don't care. I'll call him myself." She's not going. "Don't show up here. I'll call the cops." The woman said that over the following weeks, Brand referred to her as the child, and she alleged that he was controlling and abusive when it came to intimate and emotional situations. She said he sent a car to her secondary school to take her out of lessons and asked her to save his name as Carly in her phone to deceive her parents. This is predatory behavior. It is completely inappropriate and predatory. I know that there are some incels and some other unsavory varieties of man who think that she deserved it, or that, well, if he could get it, then, he just got it the way that he could get it. Yeah, you also need to check your head. There's something very, very wrong with you. Okay, it goes on to say, he also allegedly gave her scripts on how to lie to her parents. If he were a decent man and actually had feelings for this child, he would have gone to her house. He would have met her parents. He would have dated her. They would know him. He would have been in that house, not telling her to lie to her parents. He was a 30-year-old man. This is appalling. And advised her to hide the relationship from her friends. Why? Why hide the relationship from anybody? If there's nothing wrong with the relationship, why all the cloak and dagger? Why? Because he knows that it's not above board. He knows it's predatory. He knows exactly what he was doing. This is abusive. The woman and her family member described Brand's behavior to the Sunday Times as grooming, at the very least. Okay. Let's go on and see what else we've got here. So let's take a look at 2007. Here we go. Okay. Jordan Martin alleges Brand SA'd her and was physically and emotionally abusive toward her during a 6-month relationship from February 2007. She claims that he assaulted her in the Lowry Hotel in Manchester when he became angry after finding out she had spoken to an ex-boyfriend and ripped her phone case apart and pulled out the battery before touching her in an intimate manner. She said that she was not ready for this intrusion and did not find it pleasant. That's called SA. Martin made the allegations in a book published in 2014. Now, there are a couple of pusillanimous Cheeto crumb covered mouth breathers who believe that this is some kind of coordinated attack and blah, 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 yada, yada. He's saying, the Matrix and whatever, political, blah, 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 power and yeah, whatever. Notice this, that the allegations were made in a book published in 2014, 9 years ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago. If the allegation was made 9 years ago, clearly it was not part of some kind of coordinated attack. Let's keep going. She declined to be interviewed by the investigative reporters, but she told the Sunday Times that she stood by her account. Brand denies all of the allegations made by the Sunday Times, but has never challenged the content of the book. Aha! Why didn't he challenge the content? You can ask, well, why didn't they come forward back in the day? Okay. Well, you could ask, why didn't he challenge the content of the book? Did he forget? Or did he just not care? Did he assume that people would not believe the woman and would pillory her, and that this would all blow away like a fart in the wind? Okay, let's do one more. Here we go. And we will get there in a moment. There we go. 2012. A woman alleges that Brand raped her against a wall in his LA home in July 2012 after she refused to join him in an activity with a friend of Brand's. She alleges that she told Brand to get off her and she wanted to leave, but he carried on and briefly blocked the door to prevent her from leaving afterwards. Also known as kidnapping. She told the Sunday Times she was treated at a grape treatment center that same day and had therapy treatment there for 5 months. So, how coincidental would it be that she just happened to be raped by somebody else on the same day? And just, I don't know, decided to accuse Russell Brand because, accusing a celebrity of this type of crime never leads to any problems for you. Okay. Records seen by the Sunday Times show she contemplated criminal or civil proceedings, but ultimately decided against it. After the incident, Brand sent her text messages apologizing for what happened. So the apology, to me, in my opinion, appears to be an acknowledgement that something untoward actually happened. Why would he be apologizing if something untoward did not happen? He wouldn't be. He described his behavior as crazy and selfish. Huh. So, his acknowledgement of his own misbehavior, I guess, counts for nothing? Of course it does. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows what he does to these women. And he kept doing it. It happened the same month that Brand's divorce from the singer Katy Perry was finished. Okay, now you might be thinking, what does this have to do with politics? I'll tell you. We exist in a climate right now, despite Me Too, of extreme misogyny that is supported by the government. I talk about this a lot on my other channel, but allowing men into women's spaces, and it is legal. That is state-sanctioned, government-funded misogyny. The fact that on this very platform, women are abused for our opinions openly, blatantly. And there's my computer crapping out. However, I will finish up by saying this. And we're going to come back and we're going to look at the other allegations in a future video. But we are in a climate of government-sanctioned, state-funded misogyny. The same is true in the UK, where Russell Brand lives. All right, I'm going to leave this here, and I will see you in the next video. I will actually see you when you will see me. But until then, have a good night, and I'll see you later.